Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about a secret XRP ledger project that will absolutely be a major catalyst for additional XRP price growth in the 2024 bull run. But first, I need to speak very seriously with my audience. I have people watching me since 2019, 2020, since the peak of the 2021 bull run, since the lows of the 2022 FTX crash, since 2023 and through this bull market of 2024. There are so many different peoples from so many different walks of life that have intaken different levels of context from my channel. But if I stress anything else to you right now, it's this, my friends. This channel is in for massive changes. This is the generational wealth building channel through the apocalypse and the book of Revelation. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a great time to be alive if you're paying attention. Right now, what just occurred in the crypto market is what I believe to be maybe your final opportunity to get XRP at these lower levels again. With Waters Above coming as a special guest constantly, we've predicted that this specific week will be massive war times in the United States. Boom, Israel-Iran tensions heat up. And just today, additional NATO and Russia warnings have just occurred. I believe this may be a pullback, a liquidation style event for higher highs that we are about to experience. The Bitcoin halving is on the way. I do believe war narratives will be good for crypto. And people are pitching that we're down 10%. Tell me you're not going to make it without telling me you're not going to make it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're all going to make it if we buy XRP and be patient. I've given other cryptos that I highly recommend on my channel over the past couple days that if you've been paying attention, you'll be so happy about. And I want to share with you a message from Credible Crypto discussing how the COVID 2020 crash in crypto was one of the worst. XRP was at 11 cents, Bitcoin at around $3,000. We literally thought crypto was going to die at that time. But the true believers, the ones that have been here through the rough, we held strong and we survived. Came out of the other side, reborn in the 2021 bull run. But now, we haven't seen anything yet. There will be mass volatility in the coming days, and all I'm asking you to do is to brace for impact. But remember to hold strong, dollar cost average at these levels. This is not financial advice, and I am not a financial advisor, but you should follow it anyways. I believe the general bullish context right now will prevail. And I pray every single one of you who are meant to listen to these words, take action and take control of your life forever. We were right about the war narrative. Now I think Waters may be right about this April timeframe for a potential XRP price bump. This has been a month we've been gauging and pinpointing for a long time now. And I just pray all of you pay attention. Now guys, before I give you my special guest for the day and the secret XRP ledger project I think is going to be essential that you know about for the 2024 bull run, I want to briefly touch on the propy move I just made. I've been recommending this coin publicly on my channel for years now. I've been talking about propy numerous times through different bull market cycles. At 25 cents, 30 cents, 35, 50 cents, and look at where we just went. $3.75. But what I did is I decided to take some partial profits because that's very healthy to do when you're up 15x. And I have been recently using the Merlin exit tracker as a great way to just do simple math quickly on a seamless platform to ensure that I have a great exit strategy in place. I would highly recommend you guys use this platform as they offer a free month. However, I would honestly just recommend you buy the subscription because, quite frankly, I'm using Merlin as an essential bull run tool that I'm using to execute with precision in the 2024 bull market. It was using Merlin that I realized I can take profits on a 15x move from propy and rotate that into XRP at a 55-cent level. And then I prepped how much more money I could make if XRP just touches $2 to $3 on that swing trade type of move, instead of just a 15x multiplier on those propy profits. That would be a powerful 75x move for just rotating some money and planning. I highly recommend you use this app moving forward. And if you want to sign up, a link to get involved is down in the description below. Now guys, without further ado, I welcome Artur from XP Markets as one of my favorite projects on the XRP ledger. And just so you're all made aware, this is not a sponsored video by XP Markets, and this was not a paid promotion for their project. This is a curious individual looking to expose and grow the XRP ecosystem and our builders. Now guys, without further ado, on to this interview.
I actually, I guess I'll kick off this interview today by saying the first time I actually heard about your project, I didn't know about your project actually. It was on stage at XRP Gold Coast. I was on a panel with Blockchain Backer, and he highlighted XP Market as his favorite up and coming project on the XRP ledger. So that's a little bouquet of roses to you guys, my friend. And because of that shout out he gave, it got me very interested, and I had to DM you and talk to you further, not just for me, so I can learn more, but for the entire community. And I really hope this conversation is fruitful and beneficial for everyone, because quite honestly, I'll tell you a little bit of background about me. I hate everything crypto culture. I hate it all. I hate the memes and the rug pulls and the scams and the dogs and the bullshit, my friend. I hate it all. But um, I think the XRP community has done itself a little bit of disservice by trying to, you know, be all tight knit, button brow, Poindexterish. Like, we need to embrace what's working. And I'm not calling for nonsense, but I'm calling for embracing the crypto culture for what it is. And I feel like XP Market can really do that if people understood what it is you guys are really doing. So without further ado, brother, if you could introduce yourself, just a little bit of your background and what XP Market really is.
Oh, sure. So definitely I can introduce myself and probably my whole team, give some background. And yeah, let's start with myself. So I am Arthur. I am CEO and co-founder at XP Market. I started my crypto journey somewhat 2017 while I was doing PhD in life sciences. So I actually have a background in life sciences. And this is quite a shift, moving from the actual academia, scientific academia, to the blockchain space with finances and fintech. And we started XP Market at 2021. We had an idea of launching NFTs, but not just any NFTs. We were looking at something more interesting. Back then, NFTs were mostly JPEGs.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to do something more advanced, and the idea was to do digital twins, or called phygitals, which is now a common concept. But by the time we were looking at the idea, trying to formulate it, building and shaping it, as well as looking for the blockchain to launch it, the whole interest in NFT slowed down. But we still had some inertia going with our research on what blockchain we should build on. And this is how we transferred from the NFTs idea to XP Market idea. And my team, so we have three co-founders, so myself, then we have Audrus, who is head of product, and we have Arminas, who is our CTO. We were looking at which blockchain we could launch our NFTs. And classically, we were looking at Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Avalanche. And back then, I was not aware about XRP Ledger at all. So I was among those people who knew about Ripple, who knew about XRP as a token, but they had absolutely no idea that you can launch a token on top of XRP Ledger. And my team actually did educate me about this point. And first of all, I was like skeptical. I didn't really see the potential. And in order to see that potential, we went into XRP Ledger and created quite a simple web page where we could analyze the blockchain data and see what's being built, what tokens are available on XRP Ledger, what volume they generate, how many of those tokens, what the market cap of the XRP Ledger. And when we did that, we first of all did for ourselves to see what's happening. And then once we saw it, we decided, okay, we have already done this job. Let's see what happens if we put this data publicly in a form of a web page. So we got a simple template, placed our data into this template and published it.
So,
and in the first, yeah.
Forgive me for interrupting, but so all of these statistics on the top that you see right now, this is happening on the XRP ledger, correct?
This is XRP Ledger, exclusively XRP Ledger, yes, nothing else.
Now, for everyone at home, the reason I brought Artur onto the page and onto the channel is because I think this is going to be the most useful tool for everyone to see what's going on in our ecosystem. And this is one of those projects you look at and you just get extremely excited about. I haven't seen to date an interface like this that lets you know what's going on the XRP ledger. That looks nice, right? That actually looks nice. So flowers to you again, my friend. I think that people need to understand that there's more to this ecosystem than just holding XRP as if it is a security of Ripple. I think that a lot of people in the community just hold on to it as if it were a security of Ripple, as opposed to understanding that it's decentralized technology that you can build upon. And the more we can be incorporated into the tech side of the ecosystem and the ecosystem growth as a whole, the more users we could get, the more price we can have, the more price, the more devs, then more users, then more price. And it's a compound effect, so that's why I think this platform is very important. And if you don't mind, I know that there are a lot of different things going on at the same time, but we saw AMMs have this bug problem, and then this bug has been fixed. I was wondering, as someone who's building on the XRP ledger, like, what was your perspective watching the AMMs kind of stumble out of the starting block, but then get revamped and now being launched again? What can we do with this?
So it was quite an interesting experience because AMM was definitely one of the most anticipated features for XRP Ledger. And one of the reasons was that now people could actually participate in a proper DeFi, a DeFi where they can earn yield on the funds that they provide in a liquidity pool. Before that, it was not possible. And in the first day, we definitely saw this incredible interest in the AMM. We had probably 3 to 4 times increase in web traffic. So a lot of people rushed into our web page to go and test the AMM. And while it was happening, we saw deposits flowing into the XRP Ledger. We saw pools being created. We saw more than 200 pools being created in first 24 hours. We saw nearly 2 million TVL after the first day. So it actually surpassed my expectations. I thought maybe on the first day we will see 1 million, but it was 2 million. That's already quite good. And yeah, then unfortunately there was a bug discovered. I do not know all the technical specifications of the bug. I just know that we were advised to pause deposits. It was unfortunate because it was a highly anticipated feature which got paused for at least 2 weeks before it can be reapplied again. But, well, that's unfortunate, but it's not a huge problem, I would say. And it's all about the way how XRP Ledger integrates their features. And for people who are not aware, so the whole AMM, similar to DEX, they are integrated into the protocol level. That means you do not have to create a smart contract. So for example, XP Market is not responsible for the smart contract for each liquidity pool. It's all shared across the whole blockchain. And that is beneficial for the end user because they get much more liquidity, they get better prices, they get much more volume. So that's good. And this 2 weeks period where it had to be paused also gave us time to gather the feedback to implement the ideas that the community was providing, to implement some improvements in terms of security, features. So overall, it was successful in my opinion. There was a small setback with the bug, and I am really looking forward to see how it resumes and how people will act again to open opportunity to participate in the liquidity pools and in the trading and swapping.
So I really find that perspective interesting because, you know, the casual fly-by-night XRP holder that probably has 100 XRP and doesn't provide any value to the community is like, look at AMMs, it was a scam, it went to shit. Look at it, we didn't go to $589, right?
Mhm.
But listening to this new feature that hasn't been like this is all new, right? This
Yes.
hasn't been trialed on the XRP ledger before. We're kind of moving fast and breaking things as we go and fixing things as we go. And you know, this is what happens when you try and innovate. Like there will be mistakes made, but it's about how you react to these problems. And I think listening to the success initially and then the problem that you highlighted, but then also your cautious optimism is very important. And I think that's important for everyone to understand. We're in a place where I believe as AMMs gain maturity, I think we're really gonna see some special for the XRP community, my friend. So
I
thank
very much like your point of view, how this is innovation and
you.
things do break when you innovate. You
Yeah,
cannot predict everything that might go wrong. No
yeah.
matter how large bug bounty you put, how much testing you apply, there just always might be something when a huge amount of users start to use such an innovative feature. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not afraid to say innovative feature because, again, with full confidence, I can say that I have never seen something similar on any other blockchain, exactly because of the architecture, how it is performed. And if you don't mind, I will just highlight for the listeners how it is unique to other blockchains. So quite an interesting thing that it is all shared across the whole blockchain. So first of all, there is no central or distributed authorities like Uniswap, PancakeSwap. They all have their own smart contract. And
Mm-hmm.
then you will need something like 1inch to connect them and provide a shared liquidity. So that's already everything shared, and people are able to create their own UIs and provide to the end user. But the real magic happens between the interactions of the DEX and AMM. So whenever you're creating a AMM order, so for example, you want to swap XRP to USD via an AMM pool, but the ledger decides that there is probably not a good ratio for you to do this via AMM. So you'll still create an AMM order, but the transaction might go straight to the DEX, so straight to the order book, or half of the transaction might go to the DEX order book and half to the liquidity pool. And by this way, you're actually benefiting from two worlds. So one is the DEX and second is AMM pool. And it works other way around. You might create, let's say, a market order for the XRP using USD on the DEX order book, but it might be filled on the AMM. And what it provides is the best result for the end user. And in my opinion, this is really interesting feature and it just benefits everyone.
Very important. Thank you for sharing that, brother. Thank you. I would also like to ask, you had told me before this that you have some new features that you're planning to release relatively soon. I don't know if you want to break the news now. It's completely up to you, but if you'd like to, I'd be very excited to talk about it.
Yeah, so let's talk about the future development. And it very nicely aligns with our vision, both how to evolve the XP market into the larger project, as well as how we can onboard more and more users onto the XRP ledger itself. And when we think about the onboarding, we have to divide this onboarding of the users into the multiple steps. So the first step is we are capturing everyone who is using XRP ledger as a layer 1 blockchain to trade the tokens and NFTs. So that's relatively easy because people already have the knowledge, they have the wallet, they are familiar with what they're doing. The next step is onboarding people who are holding XRP, because there is very important distinction. So people who hold XRP, they are not necessarily aware about XRP ledger. So just remember my story. I knew about XRP, but I had no idea about the XRP ledger. And this is exactly the same. We have many users on the centralized exchanges holding XRP, but they never interacted with the ledger itself. And the third category is going blockchain agnostic and capturing people from the other blockchains. So I would say that we are focusing right now on the first category of users, XRP ledger users. And with our future update, Launchpad and Reward Center, we are slowly moving into the step 2, capturing XRP users. So what's Launchpad and Reward Center? Launchpad is a way how a project could launch a token. So the best example would be probably DAO Maker. DAO Maker is probably the most well-known launchpad on the EVM blockchain. So what does it mean? Let's say you are a project who has reached a certain growth stage and you're saying, okay, I am ready to launch my own token, but I either have no knowledge how to do it, I have no infrastructure to do that, or I simply don't have enough of the community, or I would like to capture wider audience to launch the token. And this is when we come in. So we do the due diligence on the project, who is going to be launched. We are advising them. We are working with them directly, one-to-one, in order to ensure as much of their success as we can. Because again, their success is our success and the success of the whole XRP ledger. And once they come to our launchpad, they are saying, okay, we are raising 200,000 and we are offering 10% of our total supply. And then users might come to our launchpad and say that, yes, that project is probably interesting. We would like to participate in the token sale. And what they do, they are buying the token via our launchpad. And this provides much more sophisticated way to engage with such kind of investment and participation in the project development, because we are providing the audience, project provides the audience, and we kind of everyone grow stronger together, if I may put so. So that's kind of the whole idea of having a launchpad. And it's quite important to highlight that there is no launchpad present right now on XRP Ledger in a classical way that I have just explained. And in our opinion, launchpads are also an integral part of the DeFi ecosystem. There is basically no blockchain which has no launchpad. And this niche has been unoccupied for way too long. And we believe the time has come. We see that users are quite engaged. They are looking for a way to engage with a new project and a project of a high quality. And this is what we are looking to provide. Another feature is the reward center. This is the way to engage for our community and the outside community who are looking to both familiarize with XRP Ledger as well as earn extra rewards. So it is going to be something like Galaxy campaign or like Magic Store, where you will go to our reward center. So it's on the
Now,
very bottom. Yeah, go
or
on.
Arthur, just to interrupt, so you talked about launchpad, which is like the common man, the average Joe, any regular individual can go ahead and launch their own token or project. Is that to put it simply? Is that
It
what
is not for everyone to launch. So in order to launch a token via our launchpad, you will be scrutinized quite heavily. You
Okay.
will have to pass a filter. We will
Okay.
have a certain set of filters. We'll also work with partners who have also additional experience with that. And you will be forced to pass the KYC. You will have to have a legal structure. So you must have a company. You should have regulation, clear regulation from the authorities, and we will ensure that the company has a proper runway with their funds, so
Okay.
that they do not launch a token and then just disappear. We want to ensure that they have a way to sustain them for a year or two or even more.
Hmm.
And this is like the whole point. We are going to launch high quality projects which have been scrutinized, and maybe even those that are already live on the blockchain but do not have a token yet. And this is what I find quite fascinating.
So would you I actually do like that quite a bit. I wasn't aware that you guys were doing that. So would to put it in like layman's terms, because I understood what you just said
Mhm.
completely, but to put it to the average Joe, this is like centrally scrutinized DeFi. Is that what could that kind of be a way to describe it? Because you guys are acting like the people that will vet a project to make sure it's not a complete scam or rug pull. Does that is that kind of
Yeah,
what I'm getting at here?
yeah, it can be put in this word. So imagine you have a crowdfunding platform for a normal Web2 world company. Like someone
Hmm.
is manufacturing something,
Hmm.
and you know the guys who are behind the company. You see that the company actually exists.
Yeah.
And when we interact with Web3 world, all we see most of the time is a web page. And it is not a rocket science to create a web page,
Yeah.
but not every user has the knowledge and skills how they can do their due diligence, how they can scrutinize whether the team is real, whether it is an actual company, and they will not disappear maybe in a month or two.
Hmm.
And our job is essentially to go through that checklist and ensure that there are safety mechanisms in place that we can say, okay, we checked this, and to our best knowledge, this company looks legit. We are confident for them to go through our launchpad, and we will help them.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, I see on this page you have like a ranking list of XRP Ledger tokens and then NFT ranks as well. Let me see. Oh, these are specifically for the XRP Ledger. This is very nice. This is very, very nice. So
Yeah, you
these
can
kind
see
of,
also is Ethereum, which is not like specific for XRP Ledger, but you can call it like wrapped Ethereum or bridged Ethereum by the GitHub.
yeah,
So we also track specifically the Ethereum, which is released on the XRP Ledger as well, and
yeah.
we track exact supply and exact price.
I like it. Interesting. Very interesting. In regards to this NFT, these NFT ranks, are these like 24-hour volume?
Yes, these are
Yeah.
24 hours. You can also go to NFT rankings or token rankings on the left side to
Okay.
get a larger view on the list to see how many there are at all. And the beauty of our project is that we are tracking every single uh, fungible token and every single non-fungible token, NFT. So we aggregate the data from the whole blockchain. We see what's there, we map it, and we present to the end user to see and familiarize with the ecosystem.
Very interesting. I was gonna ask as well, why didn't I think you got into it a little bit, but why did you, out of all other chains, why did you decide to build on XRP? And as someone who's building here, like what challenges have you been facing in regards to, having this be the best project you could possibly have, and what would you like to see come, and that could help the builders in some type of way?
When we talk about the decision on why we decided to build on XRP Ledger, we have to make a clear differentiation
Yeah.
that the vast majority of the projects that you can see, they are actual businesses and they operate and they take decisions as businesses. And if you're launching a business, you're evaluating the business opportunity and how much you can earn in the long-term perspective by providing the value and building your product. So when I was talking about how we first launched our project, this is exactly when we started to see the value and see the opportunity. And opportunity was there. There was a gap between the blockchain and the end user. So the missing element was a clear and easy to use user interface to provide an amazing user experience. And since we had a team who is quite experienced with delivering such kind of projects, we decided that we can definitely fulfill this niche and started building what we have expertise in. Another way to put the reasoning why XRP Ledger is the cost of development and the cost of marketing. And these are also very important to consider, especially the marketing one. If we would build a similar project on Ethereum, let's say, we would have to put quite a significant amount of funds just to break through the noise that of multiple projects on Ethereum, just to get visible, just to have this little spark of visibility and get maybe like 10 to 50 users. On XRP Ledger, we have experience of driving a natural growth. On the whole marketing budget, we did not spend much. It's on the lower four figures, so less than $2,000 in 2 years. And we have achieved quite an astonishing result, in my opinion. We have more than 80,000 unique monthly users, and that's with a minimal budget for the marketing. So in this perspective, you can relate how a project with a real use case can attract your community by a word of mouth.
I think what you said is important for everyone to realize is that a lot of these other projects it's kind of hard to infiltrate already.
Yes.
Despite the fact that other chains have smart contracts and we're still trying to figure it out. I think it's important to realize that a unique opportunity in XRP is still there because we have the cult-like community. We have the funny little side stories with the 589s and also the riddles and the bears and the memes. Fine, that's part of it. Okay. But we also have a lot of people that look at the serious nature of what XRP can provide, what Ripple has helped build as far as an ecosystem and establishing credibility here. And for people that want to take life by the horns, like you can follow Arthur's path and build your own way onto the XRP ledger in some type of way that can be impactful. I didn't even know you guys had 80,000 users. You said a day?
A month. So these are unique monthly visitors.
Okay, that's still special. I didn't even realize that. That's still very important. So hopefully a good amount of people can, at the very least, like tinker, look around on XRP or on XP market and see how they can incorporate that and get familiarized. And as the bull run inevitably takes place, and hopefully, I pray to God, my friend, we hit new all-time highs. As the price will come, more attention will come and more building will come, and hopefully we'll get a beautiful thriving ecosystem for XP market, my brother. I was going to ask, is there anything else you wanted to touch on yourself that you wanted to just share with the community about what you're building and what you guys are doing?
I guess we could touch on the points about the future development of XRP Ledger that we personally see and that we are excited that might change the perspective of how the things actually look for the future of XRP Ledger. And one of those things is the release of stablecoin. You probably have heard that recently Ripple announced an issuance of their own stablecoin.
Massive.
And I believe that not everyone comprehends the significance of this event. And
Before you continue, I'm going to make sure everyone realizes how big it is. As I've never seen the mass influx of Ripple personnel, high-level executives, employees expressing how significant this USD stablecoin is. Like it was everyone. And I want everyone in their mind to listen closely to what you're about to say. I just had to point that out first.
Yeah, and the stablecoin benefits the whole ecosystem in multiple ways. So let's take an example of Tron blockchain. In my personal opinion, when the Tron blockchain was just there, it wasn't really suitable for building dApps. There was not much. It was mostly used for the gambling applications, and gambling was like #1 use case for it. But then Tether came in, USDT, and the Tron blockchain just exploded. It became at some point the most used blockchain specifically to transfer USDT. And it was because of the price of the transactions. So if you had to pay $10 to transfer on the Ethereum, you would have to pay 50 cents on the Tron. You clearly see the difference. Like, why would you pay more for the same transaction? And exactly the same thing can happen for XRP Ledger. Once we have a stable coin, which also lives on ERC20, so on Ethereum network, as well as XRP Ledger, people will slowly start to use XRP Ledger as a substitute, as a cheaper substitute to transfer the value. And someone might ask, like, what's the benefit for the XRP Ledger and for the XRP itself? Well, don't forget that in order to create a wallet, you have to lock some XRP in your wallet as an account reserve. Then you have to transact with USD, and it requires XRP for the transactions. People will be buying XRP, putting into a wallet to transact with it. And that's just one of the ways. That's increasing the visibility by increasing the number of transactions with a specific asset. Another one is DeFi. It is really difficult to imagine a decentralized finance without a stablecoin. Why stablecoin is important? So imagine you are a heavy trader or an investor and you made some good returns on your performance. So good job, well done. What do you do now? Obviously, you want to fix your profits. You want to get this released P&L. And the best way to do that is using a stablecoin. If there is no stablecoin, what you're going to do, you're going probably to swap your gains into the XRP, and then you will take the XRP out of the ecosystem, put into a centralized exchange, and swap it there for a stablecoin. So now there is no such need. You might simply keep your stablecoin on XRP Ledger, and you'll be totally fine. Plus, it gives more opportunities in terms of the liquidity pools, in terms of potential to earn extra yield, as well as you're simply tapping into much more capital and much more volume on the decentralized finance and the whole XRP Ledger. And even for us, for a company who is building a product on XRP Ledger, we also think a lot of potential for that. Let's say we have a launchpad. In order to launch a token, we will have to tie a price of a token to the XRP because it is the easiest option for a user. But when we do that for the stablecoin, it solves two problems. First is financial problem. We are tying the price to a stable asset. That means it will not fluctuate. And the second problem we are solving is the psychological one. People who hold XRP, they are not really willing to purchase anything with it because they treat it as their investment, as their portfolio, as a part of their portfolio. But when they have USDT or USDC or XRP Ledger stablecoin, then they know that they have a dedicated amount of funds that they're going to spend for something. And people definitely spend USD much more freely than they would spend either Bitcoin, Ethereum, or XRP. So that just facilitates the number of transactions and it just boosts the economy economy like in real world. And this is very significant, and it definitely will help both the ledger itself, the ecosystem, and the XRP on their own.
Wow. I think everyone at home, one more thing I want to talk about is I also think this is going to provide Ripple a few different new revenue streams as well, right? I think that's very important for people to realize too. Unfortunately, because of the nature of crypto, Ripple still does sell XRP quite a bit. And no matter what anyone says, that does have negative downwards pressure on the price of XRP. I think that as this case is finally coming to a conclusion, God help me, it's been like 4 years of my life covering this nonsense. But as this is coming to a conclusion and as this stable coin is launching, we have potential interest that Ripple could make from bonds or commercial paper and money market funds backing all these stable coins. There could be some fees that could be made. And we also have to remember the medical custody solutions and this will accelerate the ability for banks to issue stable coins as well if this goes successfully. And I just think that the perfect storm, a company and a decentralized network and Ripple and XRP is here. And not only is this stable coin happening, all the development activity is accelerating, and inevitably the price will catch up, and the perfect compound effect is on its way. For everyone at home, I hope you get that out of this interview. And for you, Artur, is there anything else you'd like to add? Because you've been fantastic.
I think quite interesting would be to add my experience returning from the Paris this week, actually from the yesterday's meetup.
Oh, we're getting the behind the scenes juicy details. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And we as the participants of the ecosystem and the builders also are quite excited. And this is because of the several things. So we get some information about what's happening behind the scenes. And just to mention a few, there is an important update called atomic batching. So that will allow batching a number of transactions into like a single one. What it means for the developers is that now they will be able to monetize their on-chain activity by inserting a UI fee. So it's already happening on other blockchains. Whenever you transact using Uniswap, for example, or MetaMask, when you're using a swap within the MetaMask, you're paying a fee. And probably not even many users realize that until they start digging into it. But this is the price you're paying for having a beautiful interface and the reduction of the complexity. And most users are happy to do so. And developers also get a sustainable way to support their business and support their development. Why is this important again? Because this will bring much more developers who will know that there is now a way to monetize their work and build the application. And the more applications we have, the richer ecosystem we have, and the more users we have. It's always chicken and egg problem. What do you do first? Bring more users or bring more developers? I guess there is no correct answer, but we have to keep moving in the right direction. Another interesting topic was about the account reserve. So this is the one where you are inserting 10 XRP as a reserve for your wallet for the wallet activation. And this probably was quite long-standing problem for some use cases because it becomes more expensive once the XRP price goes up. So there are already talks about reducing this entry level of 10 XRP to something less. There's no number yet, and there are discussions how to approach this problem. But it's also quite a good news. It might not look as a significant one, but it will definitely increase more use cases from the business perspective. Again, already mentioned a stablecoin, which is quite important. And another one that I personally like, I'm starting to see the shift in terms of the communication and the marketing approach it's not just Ripple and XRP Ledger anymore who are very distant from each other. We are now seeing that Ripple does actually put a lot of effort to promote XRP Ledger or like Ripple X. And that's important because for a long time, XRP Ledger was probably invisible for the wider community as layer 1 blockchain. And the more Ripple puts this effort that we already can see, the more user traction we'll get. Again, the more volume, the better for the whole ecosystem, better for the price of pretty much any asset that we are using on XRP Ledger.
Excellent. Brother, you've been incredible. I'm honestly a little speechless. I'll tell you why, because at the beginning of this, I was like, oh God, I hope we don't spend the entirety of this thing talking about meme coins, because meme coins does the meme culture in crypto is prevalent, exciting for new users, but also toxic. I think to cap off this video, I would ask, what do you think the future holds for meme coins on XRP? Because you had said that you'll be vetting rigorously some projects, which is actually fantastic because I'm pretty anti-meme culture. But we have to admit the meme culture on Solana has brought a lot of attention and on users, and unfortunately this is I feel like calling it a gateway drug for the average Joe is the proper way to say it. But what do you see being the future of memes on XRP?
It's quite a paradox right now, I would say, because I personally am not really interested in meme coins. I find
Good. Me either.
Yeah, it's really risky. Like if you have made any money from meme coins, probably, well, not probably, most likely, you are just lucky. You entered in the right time and exit at the right time, right time. But most of the time, you will be exit liquidity. And what's interesting about XRP Ledger is that it actually would be perfect for meme coins because there is no. Yeah.
Don't say that.
Well, but for the sake of discussion, so XRP Ledger has right ingredients for meme coins. Low cost. Meme coins do not need programmability because they have no utility. So if you have no utility, you don't even need a smart contract. You just need a token.
Yes.
And that's everything present on XRP Ledger. But this wave completely passed XRP Ledger. I cannot say whether this is good or bad, because as you mentioned, for the Solana, it was an enormous growth element. And now we're seeing this for the base blockchain. So it's really interesting to watch, but quite risky to participate. So
no,
I guess
I completely agree, and it's frustrating for me as someone who wants to take this very seriously to say, hey, you know, wait for XRP through this lawsuit, and also we haven't reached new all-time highs yet, but also like Bitcoin's in all-time highs, and we have to look at the Bitcoin ecosystem now. They might have a meme culture over there. They probably will. We saw the nonsense with NFT JPEGs of rocks going to millions of dollars on ETH. We saw Solana doing its thing now, like 20xing before XRP even goes up twice. You know, so it's like, are memes what we're missing? Are memes do we need the memes? Do we need the memes?
Yeah, I don't have a question whether do we need them or not. I guess they would be beneficial in some way. But if we talk about what we need or what might be like an ideal use case for the XRP Ledger, so my personal vision at this moment is probably tokenization.
Yeah.
And XRP Ledger could do this pretty well, both from the perspective of fungible tokens as well as NFTs. And so RWA is definitely a trend, and XRP Ledger will fit in nicely. And I was also quite well convinced that XRPL might perform quite good in this regard, was also after the Monday's meeting with XRPL Commons and their meetup, there was a project called, this is like not endorsement, but just something I was fascinated to learn, called XRPL, and they're doing carbon credits. And I knew about them, but I didn't really understood how they're using XRP Ledger. And for me, it always was a mystery, like, do they use XRPL or they don't? And when they explained that their actual working business and they're using XRP Ledger specifically to tokenize and track those carbon credits, I was like, okay, now once you explain this, this is really interesting. I see how you're bringing the value, because before I did not. And if more companies and projects come and do the tokenization, that's also really amazing use case for the whole ecosystem and XRP Ledger. So tokenization, still probably payments, but overall, anything that community sees the blockchain being relevant and useful, I just want to see what's being built. And the more projects we have on the ecosystem, the more happy I will be and the richer ecosystem will be.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Brother, thank you so much for taking the time out today. I think you legitimately gave people a lot of value in what we're discussing. And if there's anything you ever need from me in regards to help with your platform and things like that, don't hesitate to ask. But thank you so much, and I hope to talk again soon. Much love, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your time. Let's keep in touch.
Absolutely. All right, bye-bye.
See you then. Bye.